Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome to another edition of Book of War here as we continue our playtest. If you have not seen the stream before and you're wondering what you're watching, Book of War is our lightweight, easy-to-play, fast-paced war game that's compatible with classic D&D, like first edition or original D&D or BX or stuff like that. And we've been playing it for a number of years, and I run billions of computer simulations to make sure that it fairly represents what would happen if you played a very large game of D&D. And if you want to know more, you can go to oedgames.com. So, surprise guest for tonight. Dan Cullinan, my normal opponent for this season, is wandering somewhere. So I've been kindly joined by Christian Harhouse.
Hi, honorary Dan.
So I think you need to pick a Greek letter, right?
A Greek letter.
So I'm Delta Dan and Cullinan is Gamma Dan. So feel free to think through tonight.
Okay.
What Greek letter Dan?
Great.
You.
Great. I don't really know many Greek letters, moniker. So
okay.
That'll be good.
There's alpha. There's omega. There's beta.
Great.
Yeah, probably don't take that. Don't take that. That's culturally not cool.
If I win, I'll be Omega Dan, and if I lose, I'll be Beta Dan.
So, hey, Julian, good to see you tonight. So, of course, you may know Christian from the Wandering DM's channel, from his starring role in such shows as 10 Dead Rats or TDR or possibly other stuff.
I was the one that said "Let's us" at the beginning of every intro. That was my contribution.
Yeah. And you also came up. You just reminded me as we started. You came up with the most dangerous game.
Yeah, you're welcome, everybody. It's a great name.
It really is. Thank you so much for making this season. Actually, Kai Dan. William is suggesting Kai
Dan.
That's
Dan.
A good one. Yeah,
that's a good one. Very mysterious.
Right. Also, it's like, and you're drinking tea.
Great.
Yeah.
That makes sense
is
to
that
me.
A thing?
That tracks.
It's
not a thing for me.
Isn't there like a Kai tea? Isn't that a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I've only heard it pronounced chai.
Oh, there you go.
The word for tea.
Got it.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen the new Spider-Man, so...
Someone chat what the pronunciation should be.
That'll work.
I don't know. So, normally this season... you know what? Introduce us with your... What's your wargaming background?
Yeah, so I have very recently gotten into wargames. Me and a friend of mine have been playing a lot of Warhammer 40k, mostly. Although I have kind of a smattering of history with wargames in general. My first wargame, I think, was actually this. At the second or third HelgaCon, me and my brother Max played a game of Book of War, and it was the first wargame I ever played, I think.
Really?
Yeah, and I just think they're really cool. They're really interesting. I think they have a lot of fun tactical choices while still being funny, like a role-playing game is. So I'm excited to
that's good. And to be clear, when Christian says HelgaCon 3, that's our annual house con, and that is 12 years ago now?
Something like that. Yeah.
When I was first making this and getting some guinea pigs in order to play test it for the first time. And how much Book of War have you played since?
Absolutely zero. Yeah, this will be my first time in a long time, and I'm ready to take it to the creator, prove myself in the Hall of Dans.
Now, as I was saying to Christian a couple minutes ago, I was talking to somebody and a couple days ago and about my partner Isabel and I playing tennis, and they said, you should let Isabel, win once, and my response was probably not going to happen, and she would be offended by that. And for what it's worth, the story that my father tells everybody until they're bored to tears with it, and actually he just retold me this on Friday, to be honest, is when I was a very young kid, like around 4 or whatever, he started teaching me to play chess, right? And he would just brutalize me. He would play as hard as he possibly could all the time and just beat me up over and over and over again.
Harsh.
And that's how we did things in our house. And he had a little bit of a debate with my mother. My mother was like, "You're just being mean to the boy, right? Let him win once in a while." And my father was like, "Nope, not going to happen, not going to happen." And a couple of years went by. My dad was like, "He's getting better. He's going to be, at some point, the boy's going to beat me and I'm never going to win again." And my mother was like, "Oh, that's not true." And that's exactly what happened.
Wow.
That's exactly, it was one day it was like, "Nope, that doesn't happen anymore." And he never won again.
Wow.
So yeah, that's my upbringing, and I'm happy to bring you into our household. And,
Excellent. Yeah.
I'm going to try to brutalize Christian as hard as possible.
He'll try.
The Chaotic Magnate. Good to see you tonight. Great. Oh, I'm so glad you're finally able to catch it live. And so for some people, us starting later tonight will be good, actually.
That's great.
And if you were waiting since 8:30, the normal time, we apologize because Christian did have the normal train, the FUBAR train trouble that you expect in New York.
Yeah, the classic. The MTA didn't want me to be here either.
I see. So you're already fighting through many challenges.
Yeah, I
right?
feel like that was a nice warm up, a mental test of my fortitude and strength, and now I'm ready to either vent it out to somebody or just further sink into the failure state. So.
Speaking of venting, how do you like the fire this week?
Oh my god, yeah, that's fun. I've had a lot of people reaching out about it, being like, "What is happening at all?" And I don't have anything to tell them because it's a big mystery.
Yeah.
Fun time to be in New York.
So just coincidentally, I had my last college classes of the semester that I was teaching yesterday, and so I was teaching my last class, right, at starting at 3:00 in the afternoon. Halfway through it, security comes in and says, the college is being emergency evacuated and being closed. Wow. And, I have no idea what the issue is. It is, it's very dark. It's very smoky here in New York because of the Canadian wildfires. And I say, why? And the security person points outside. Well, clearly, just look outside. It's so dangerous outside that we are forcing everybody outside.
Everybody to leave.
Right.
You can't stay here. It's too dangerous to leave.
Right. So anyway, I just chef's kiss. This is the perfect way to end the semester.
That's great.
Literally, the world is on fire. Interrupts my last class. End of spring 2023.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I was almost at a movie earlier in the day. Me and my partner were thinking about going to the movies in the afternoon, and when the movie would have ended was right when it was orange outside, and I don't know how I would have handled leaving a dark movie theater and being in the next Dune movie in real life.
It was super weird. It was super
really,
weird Wednesday.
Really wild.
Yeah, it was a little bit like a partial eclipse here in New York. It was super weird in the afternoon.
Yeah. So if you live in New York, don't breathe the air. It's bad right now.
Just don't breathe.
Just don't breathe.
Just don't breathe. You'll be okay-ish. So Christian, tell me, pull up the stats link. So if you're following closely along, feel free to go to oedgames.com/streaming, and you'll see the current rules that we are playtesting, hopefully for an upcoming second edition of Book of War, and also the price lists that we've currently got going. And this season, we've mostly been, Gammon and I have mostly been testing the high-powered solo units, like 9th level lords or wizards or dragons. And since Christian is new to the current version of the game, I decided not to force that upon you. So we are just using basic units, including fantasy units. Mm-hmm. So among the options were orcs and goblins and halflings and elves and stuff like that. So tell us what you decided to use tonight.
Yeah, so I'm just going to reference my notes here so I get the right point number. So I have an all dwarves and halflings army here. This half here represents the main dwarven force. I've got 10 dwarf medium foot, 10 dwarf medium foot, 10 dwarven Creniquinaires. Mounted crossbowmen, 10 heavy dwarven crossbows, and backing that up, hopefully in some woods, Fingers crossed we get some woods. That would be exciting. I have 13 halfling lightfoot and 5 elite halfling slingers.
This was not remotely what I thought you were going to bring to the table, and I'm really so.
What were you expecting? Yeah.
Well, honestly, I kind of assumed there was going to be like goblins and orcs. Honestly, for some reason, I have no idea what you normally play in Warhammer 40K. So I was kind of the fact that you wanted to use the fantasy types was kind of where I was guessing, and I guess if I'd known you were doing this, I probably would have picked an orc goblin army. But
that would have been good. I was also briefly considering all like trolls and giants, which would have been.
It wouldn't have surprised me a whole heck of a lot, and it would, it would be a strong army actually. So we'll just think about. When I get playing and get excited, I tend to forget some of the special ability rules. So I'm just gonna, for myself, I'm just gonna say out loud what special stuff your armies have. So first of all your dwarves have giant dodging ability.
Right.
And I just happen to have one figure of giants. I tend to take one figure of stone giants basically for artillery because they're fantastic at throwing stones. So when my giants are attacking or throwing, you're going to have 1 extra point of armor.
That's pretty good.
Now the stone giants, they hit super well. We'll see if that makes a difference.
Yeah.
But I was kind of surprised you have so many dwarves that could very easily come into play. The Cranicaneers obviously are mounted dwarves with heavy crossbows. Is that right? They're heavy crossbows?
They're a little shorter than heavy.
Right, they're like medium crossbows. So anyway, so in real life, you have this crank on them so you can reload while they're still mounted. I'm so glad you're testing those because I don't think anybody's used them before.
The Cranicaneers?
Yeah.
Oh.
And there's been a couple questions on our Wandering DM's Discord server about how would a person really want to use these? So we're going to find out tonight for, I think, the first time.
Yeah. They seem very strong to me.
Okay.
Looking at the stats.
Okay.
Yeah.
They have armor 5, so they can chainmail. They can move 12 inches. They can shoot 18. They've got the giant dodging. And I apologize because we've had to substitute miniatures. The actual mounted crossbow miniatures are currently with the person who's volunteered to paint them.
Ah, okay.
Max. and I'm so glad that he volunteered. It's an enormous help, actually. But at some point, we'll have actual mounted crossbows. But at the moment, we have substitutes with kind of these horse archers. And like you said, the halflings, if we have woods, can be set up invisibly in the woods to start with. And what Gamma came up with last time is if there's woods, we set up and then the other player turns away, and for the benefit of the viewers, you point. You point on the stream. They're here. You tell the viewers and they're going to keep us honest.
Okay.
Right? And then whenever you start moving, you actually place them.
Great.
Which maybe immediately is what happened last time.
Yeah. Excited for that. And I believe the slingers have +1 to their attacks.
Correct. And that's the other thing I'm interested in you trying out is halfling elite slingers. We've only used maybe once or twice. So they are like 3rd level halfling fighters. So they get +1 to attack because they're high level. And then in addition to that, they have the halfling shot bonus of another +1.
Oh.
So altogether, they get +2.
That's better than I
to their shooting. Yeah. Now, if you're at long range, there's a -1.
Right.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah, I'm interested in them too. I really went back and forth between taking the elites or taking just a bigger squad of the normal halfling slingers.
Right.
I landed on the elites for just easier number calculations, but we'll see how that works out.
Yep.
I think the extra hit is going to do a lot for them, is my guess.
I think we've had one game. My memory might be bad. I think we've had one game where I think somebody had them, and the other. I actually don't remember which side. The other side with like, there's some halflings. I'm going to push my giant army at them, and just the first round gone. Right, the halflings murdered the oncoming army. Right, and we were like, oh shit.
They don't mess around.
They didn't look that threatening. So we'll see if that works out tonight, and. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Keep in mind, I'll just point out that I mounted on the trays those figures, right? And I put them with the smallest number per unit, and if at your choice, you can merge them together for a larger unit that would be harder to break morale.
Great.
So you could have 2 units of Crannicaneers, or you could have 1 big unit.
Okay.
Same with the crossbows, and same with the elite halflings.
Okay.
Right. So you could have as small as just 2 figures of elites, or you could batch them together with all 5.
Great.
When you set up, whatever you like.
Right.
And Jonathan Taylor in the chat had an excellent question asked a couple minutes ago. Does the giant dodging apply to the Crannicaneer mounts? And as DM, my ruling is yes.
Yeah.
My ruling is
dwarf
yes.
horses.
Yep. Exactly.
Well trained.
Yep. Yep. So that's how we're going to roll with that. So that's what we have on the screen. So I'm personally interested in how that's going to work out. Now my army over here. As I said, I have, and remember, every figure is really 10 people in D&D.
Right.
So when we say one figure, that would be what's happening at the table is statistically the same as if we had 10 D&D characters fighting it out. So I have 1 figure representing 10 stone giants, kind of for my artillery, and not expecting a bunch of dwarves tonight. My army tonight I'm titling my army tonight the Welcome Wagon.
Oh.
Right. So whereas someone would decide to take it easy, I've decided to take the bulkiest, heaviest, dutiest figures that I can pick on the first page of our unit list. So I did take 2 figures of elephant archers, and that's something that Isabel usually likes to take. So I've taken these elephants here. I've taken 5 figures of medium horse. I've got total of 23 light foot, so 230 men, and then, 14 figures of elven archers.
Great.
So, special abilities, the elven archers can also hide in the woods.
All right.
So if woods show up, we
Maybe
might
we'll
have...
hide together.
Correct. We might have a whole bunch of hiding halflings and elves, possibly. So we'll work with that. The giants can throw stones, and if they hit, they do 3 damage.
Right.
Stone giants are fantastic at that. The way this winds up working, I can't move and shoot with the giants because they only have a rate of 1. So I've got to have your forces in the right angle, and then I can't move. I just have to make 1 shot on my turn. That's it with the giants. The elephants are health 6.
Right.
And since they have double people on the back, they can shoot 4 dice per turn if they're standing still, and then if they get in combat, obviously they get bonuses because they're just so big. And they can do both. I can melee you and shoot you at the same time. So good stuff. Now, if it comes up rain, I can't shoot at all because they have composite bows. So I'm really hoping it doesn't come up rain because then I lose all my capacity to shoot off my elephants.
Do elephants count as giants?
No. No, they're not giants.
All right. They seem pretty big to me.
I can see why. The guys on the back are just normal guys.
Right. We're not dodging the elephants.
Right.
We're dodging the people.
Yeah. Right.
Mostly. The skills don't apply.
Mostly. And Julian, who is one of our biggest experts at Book of War, and frequently, usually every episode I make a mistake and Julian corrects it. I'm so glad that Julian's watching tonight. So Julian's comment is, that elephant archers got the thing where they can't work in the rain, like we just said. Does that apply to the Crannicaneers? No.
Not that I can see, yeah.
No, we don't have that on the list. And again, the idea is, I'm so glad you asked that, actually, Julian. The idea is that traditionally horse or elephant archers, because they have less space to work with, they have to have these composite compound bows that are glued together, and the glue washes away in the rain. Well, the dwarves have this extra special technology where they have a completely full, hard-bodied crossbow that they can crank around, and that glue issue's not a problem.
There you go. Superior dwarven engineering.
There you go. So that's what we're currently playing. Right? If that turns out to be unbalanced and Christian wins because of that, I'll probably revisit that.
Right. If I win, it's unbalanced.
Correct.
That makes sense.
So that's more or less what's happening there. And of course, my horses or elephants, if I melee in bad terrain, I lose half my attacks. If it's raining, I lose half my attacks. And I think that's basically what we got there.
Great.
Okay, so just note to self, remember the giant dodging, because I tend to forget about that because it seems cheesy. when I have giants, when I have dwarves, I'm all
right
with that.
Right, that is fine.
So let's get started with initiatives that we're going to do first. So we'll both roll a big D6, and whoever rolls higher forces the other person to set up first.
2.
So I'm going to force you to set up your entire army first. I'll know everything where you are, and then I'll get to respond to at my leisure.
All right.
How does it work in Warhammer? Remind me.
Basically the same, but the where you roll the dice, but the higher roll gets to set up first.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But you actually make 2, one for deployment and then one for who gets to start once the battle starts.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, which makes it a very interesting kind of tactical decision when you're setting up, because if you set up too aggressively and your opponent gets the first initiative in the game, then you might get blown out on the first turn, which is pretty bad.
Okay. I have a copy of Warhammer Fantasy Battles, like 6th edition here, and among my bibliography, I would say I thumb through it sometimes, but I don't totally remember all the time.
Yeah.
So we will. So starting with me, we're going to go back and forth with terrain, and we will start. I'm sorry, with you, because you're setting up first. So you're going to get an extra terrain roll. So we'll go you, me, you, me, you.
Okay.
So you'll wind up rolling 4 times, and I'll wind up rolling 3 times is what we'll do.
And that's 2d6?
Correct. Let me get the terrain table up on the screen there.
Come on.
For the viewers.
All right. 8. Oh, 9.
Yeah, 9. So that's woods. Okay, so let me get you a woods tile. And you can basically set it up anywhere, between our armies you want. I'll give you a couple trees here to...
Right, so we know it's woods.
Right.
But only 2. Yeah. But only 2
I have
trees.
more. Take more.
We're economical with the trees here.
Take more.
Ooh, now we're living a life of luxury. Great. I'm gonna set this one up kind of right here, and I'm gonna put it at a fun little angle. What do we feel about that? What do we feel about that? That piece of woods.
I'm just OCD enough that actually bothers me.
It might become tactically relevant. Oh, let me scoot it.
So again.
There we go.
Great. So again, we were wondering if woods were going to show up to see if the halflings, the elves, were going to be hiding there. So apparently that's going to be a possibility. So my first roll here is a 5, which is a hill. Okay, so I have elf archers, I have horse archers, you have crossbows and mounted crossbows and slingers. Mm-hmm. I think. Like this, like that, like this.
I suggest a funny little angle.
Probably not going to do that. How about like... Crap. You have heavy crossbows, is that right? With your foots? Well, damn it. And I'll point out, I know that Julian loves the heavy crossbows, so... And as I make this decision right here now, I'm reminded why.
Yes, it is
this.
A lot of inches.
It is a lot of inches. Okay, there's my final choice.
Great. Okay. This time it's actually neat.
So 8 is more woods.
Nice. I brought the woods with me.
Let you set up all the trees to your taste.
Excellent. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
No more than 3, though.
Oh, my goodness. Right, we don't want to waste trees.
Don't waste trees.
Ooh, exciting. Didn't think I would get a second woods. Well, your elves also set up in the woods, right?
Correct.
So I don't want any woods near me. I don't want you being right in front of my face. I'm going to put this woods right here.
God damn it.
Right in the middle.
God damn it.
I am gonna. No, it's bothering me. I'm gonna straighten it.
Great. Damn it. Okay, so now we had. I'll say coincidentally, we had 2 units of woods last time with me and Dan, and I hated it. I kind of hated it really fast. So my second roll is 6, which is nothing, which is open, which is no tile.
Great.
Ready.
So here's my third. Some more woods. 7.
7 is also open.
Great.
Which is nothing. So this is my third. This is my last roll. 6, which is nothing.
Okay. 8.
And 8, which is yet more woods.
Yet more woods. Excellent.
Which is why we save the trees. Okay, so that's a crap ton of woods.
Nothing but woods.
It's like the Canadian Memorial Woods episode.
Oh no! Oh no! Wow.
We enjoyed it while they lasted.
I'm gonna put this woods right here.
Oh man! Son of a bitch.
That seems like a good spot.
Well, now I'm really gonna try to win because that just pisses me off. Wow, there's this whole border of woods. Well, crap.
And that's it. That's all the terrain.
Yeah, that's it. Right. Yeah. Okay. So big open space over there, and I have
my dwarves. They need some elbow room.
Because you set up all the woods, right?
Yeah.
You set up all 3 woods to your taste. Mm. And this hill looked really great before the woods landed there. So now we're going to roll for weather.
Great.
Let me get the weather chart up. And so usually we have the guest do that. So take that big blue die, and the higher you roll, the wetter it is.
Not.
Okay, so 1, totally sunny. And if we had goblins or orcs on the table, they would be penalized, but we don't have that tonight. So totally sunny, and all the other rules are like normal. And let me put the icon up to mark that. Okay, so if you look in the top right of the stream there, we've got it documented that it's sunny. So now, Christian, since I rolled higher, I'm going to force you to set up your entire army.
Great.
Over on that side, and then I will respond.
I'm ready. How much space do I have here to set up?
Keep it on camera, basically.
Okay.
So keep it on camera and like a foot, I think is what we said. At some point we had a rule for that. We've been so loose about it.
I'm gonna do the Warhammer move here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set up and I'm gonna mark exactly where a foot is.
Come forward because the not all of that's on screen.
Oh, a foot.
So feel free to measure like a foot from the back tile you currently have there if you want.
It's like hereabouts. How's that? That all on?
That's good.
Great. All right. And I set everything up at once.
An open area must be kept on each side for army setup. So that's what I had.
I think I'm gonna do some rearranging. Can I rearrange my the formation of my units?
Yeah,
here?
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna set at least one of these guys to be in a 2x2 line here.
Yep, clever.
Seems like there's some tricky terrain.
Not super happy that Christian knew about that.
I don't want to get caught in the woods here. And this guy will just hang. He'll party. There we go. Now, do I want to do that with both of them?
Yeah, I want a close-up look at exactly where you are setting up so I can respond. So I'm going to watch really closely.
Great.
What you choose to do here.
Awesome. I love that. I think I am. I am going to make my crossbows, my heavy crossbows, one big unit here. I think they are going to stay wide. Set this aside here. And I'm also going to make my halflings one, I think.
Okay. I was wondering about that.
I don't think 2 halflings is going to be doing much here. Awesome. And this is one unit.
Correct. Yeah, that has to be one unit. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna set up my dwarves then, and then secretly set up my halflings. Let me bring my I immediately moved the die I used to mark where a foot was.
Yeah, of course.
I spent a lot of time doing that. And immediately moved it aside. I didn't need this anymore.
So if your halflings are off table, feel free to like put them on just the back end of the table because they'll be off screen.
Oh, I see.
Like by those blue dice there.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Hiding.
Yeah.
Just off screen. Excellent.
Once we have the overhead look.
Okay.
Jonathan. Most of the, I will say most of the miniatures on the table I got secondhand on eBay from people unloading Warhammer Fantasy stuff years ago, frankly. So the dwarves, the crossbows are all like that. The horse archers I painted with Isabel's help, and the halfling slingers I painted.
These are great little. I love these halflings.
Yeah, and so what we did with those was is I was looking for a big batch of halfling slingers, and to my knowledge, I couldn't find them on the market.
Huh.
So I just did what they did in old schools. I went and found historical 10 millimeter. Right, so those are supposed to be guys like normal men, except that they're 10 millimeter miniatures.
That's
right?
awesome.
So I just bought that, painted them, and called them hobbits. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, then I shall move to the secret part of my setup.
Okay, so I'm gonna let me flip to the overhead view here. And get this off here. So I'm gonna cover my eyes, and you're gonna point for the viewers where your halflings are in the woods.
Here,
of course.
I will speak to them too, but I will speak in riddle. So here I have my elite slingers who are going to go here, right? And then the rest of my light halfling foot are going to go here. Excellent, and that's it.
Okay, great. So I am unaware of this, and whenever you want to start moving them, you just put them on the board, and if you're cheating, the viewers will call you out.
And what happens if we're hiding in the same spot?
Yeah, as soon as, and this is always the question, as soon as one person starts moving, the other person so if you at any point move through where you've got hiders, the other person has to reveal them, and then you're immediately in melee. So if you at the point where if you have multiple hiders, at the point where you start moving, the other person immediately says, I have people right there, and you put both of them down, and we're just in a confused melee at that point.
Great.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's how we do that. Yeah.
Right.
And maybe to begin with, and then for a justification, maybe some people were hiding on the ground level, and some people were hiding in the trees, and you didn't spot them until they started moving, and then it's a big melee. And Jonathan's asking, do I have any Lord of the Rings miniatures? And I have one when I got the Lich King on the Fell Beast miniature, which we're not using flyers at the moment. That's in the other room. I have exactly one Lord of the Rings miniatures. All right. So final answer with the rest of the stuff?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see a whole bunch of dwarves.
Yeah.
As far as I know,
that's all that's here.
There aren't any halflings.
No halflings.
As far as I know.
No, just the dwarves riding out to protect their hills.
I'll also point out, so you have an all lawful army. So you also have the +1 morale bonus to everybody over there, which I don't have except for my elves. Okay, so where do I set up? Crap. Okay, so it could be elves. There could be halflings anywhere here. Okay, all right, okay, this is doable. Okay, so put my light foot here. Oops. Light foot here. Put light foot here. Boy, you really blocked me in with the trees. Okay, my art, and for both a little note to both of us. So the mounted archers, right? They can shoot 45 degrees front, right, and plus 180 degrees to the left for both of us. So you have a wider direction in the direction they're actually pointing with the mounted bows.
Right.
No left.
Oh.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. So, jeez. Now, I thought I was going to have my elephants separate, but now I feel I might need to put them like near each other. Jeez. Wow, my whole archery tactic is really scrambled up with these trees.
Right, because you can't shoot through forests?
Totally can't shoot through into forests, yeah.
Can you shoot out of forests?
Okay, we have a special rule that if you're positioned directly on the edge of the woods, right? If you're directly on the edge of the woods, the front row is allowed to shoot.
Great.
And shots coming in are at -1.
Oh.
Yeah. Anywhere else, if you're back here, can't shoot out, can't shoot in.
Okay.
But right here, one row can shoot out, -1 to shoot back in. That's what we got. The other thing is if you have melee, right? Another thing sometimes we debate, if you have melee right on the edge, right? This melee counts as being in woods.
Right. That I think I saw.
Yeah. Whoops, I was here.
Right, I think because it was the last episode where Dan had the bugbear ambush on your horses.
Right.
That was pretty brutal.
It was. It was surprisingly brutal. I do not know what I'm going to do here. Geez, I really... I don't even know if is this on camera? Okay, so I'm gonna put elephants here. I'm gonna put elephants here. Okay, so I'm putting my elephants right on the edge of the table there. Okay, so I'm gonna do your trick of setting up my horses in column formation like that, and then putting them here, I guess. Doing this. Okay, and you know what? I'm gonna take a unit of archers, of elves, and also turn them like that.
Interesting.
All right, so I have, so here's what I get for my setup. So horses, Lightfoot, an elephant unit, stone giants, elves, Lightfoot, elephants, and I do have one hidden elf unit. So that elf unit is, viewers, for your benefit, they're here, right here. Okay. Thank you for looking away. Julian's asking, wouldn't the army get suspicious that the enemy's point totals don't add up?
Yes.
As far as the hiders, right?
That's where Dan's strategy of knowing there are halflings comes in. Because, of course, as is customary, at the beginning of the battle, both commanders send each other an itemized list of all of the units in their army. They're very polite that way.
The Emperor's accountant checks the budget. So there you go. So we are. So that's my setup there, and we are now going to actually start playing. So I'm going to play the official start sound. There we go. Which of course you can't hear because it's
right.
But it's on the
I have
screen.
heard it. Yes.
Okay. All right.
I am
great,
familiar with the horn
because I personally haven't heard it in a long time, and I forgot what it sounds like. Actually.
It's quite dramatic.
Okay. Good. I'm glad to know.
I think someone commented on the Discord that you should get one of the horns, and I think that would be good. I think you should have, if you have a guest, the guest should have to try to make the sound of blowing the horn. at the beginning of every match. I'm sure that'll be very easy to do with these mics and won't cause any problems.
I have new neighbors that just moved in downstairs.
Oh, time to set a good impression.
Right. Right, exactly. So you get to move first. So you're going to announce, first of all,
Right.
what is your decision for movement for all your units?
Yes, so I believe my movement here is pretty straightforward for this first turn. I am going to have my pedestrian units just march forward to advance on that tree line. This group of Krennickers is also going to move forward. They're going to try to cant a little bit this way so they can get more behind the tree line. As will this group of archers. Krennickers, I guess I should say.
Yeah, great.
Great.
Your halflings moving?
They are not.
Okay.
They're not. What halflings? I don't know what you're talking about.
Great.
Great. So I think my whole army is 9s and 12s, which is very easy.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start that movement. I have a question, or a rules question for you actually.
Great.
Here. Once we get into proper combat range, do I have to declare my attacks here too?
Separate phase.
Great.
So you announce and do the moves, and then you announce and do the attacks.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. So here we go. Horses are moving 12. So I'm also going to cant them a little bit. Is that the proper way to...
Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah, and we're always measuring from the outside is what we do, so that's
Yes,
exactly what Dan and I do.
Gooching up. I've got my other horses here. Oh, they're so fast. I think they're going to move up. Yeah. Oh. That looks like right to the edge of the forest here.
Great.
And then these fine fellows. Straight ahead, 9. These guys got a little smudged. Alright.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm just gonna take out a little bit of some ocean. We're good.
Next phase, do you have any attacks to make?
I don't.
Great.
Let me think about that for a second. No.
Great. So my turn. The Lightfoot goes forward as far as they can, and these guys are going through these woods to try to flush any hiding units out.
Great.
These elves are going to try to get up to the top of this hill. Stone giants will keep pace with the Lightfoot. Same with these horses. They're gonna match pace. They're gonna match pace with these footmen. So will these elephants. So will these elephants. And my hidden unit of elves shows up right at the edge of these woods, in a position to shoot your army.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Actually.
Oh shit.
Actually.
So I'll play. I tell you what. I'll play some right now, and then you can tell me if they are in contact with any halflings.
So that I assume is they're just in that forest, right? If my halflings are in that forest.
Specifically here, so if your halflings are touching this tray,
okay, great.
You can put them on the board right now. But if they're, for example, over here, then no, you don't have to.
Okay, great. Then I have nothing to do.
Great. So let me move forward, my guys. So the light infantry can go 12. So
I hope chat can keep me honest here. I was a little less specific, but I think I pointed to general quadrants of the woods. So
feel free to, in the chat, feel free to give us like a thumbs up, thumbs down about
let me know.
You think that Christian's halflings would be in contact with my elves that just showed up there. So 12. And I encourage you to be very harsh with your judgment.
Yes.
Right?
I don't deserve any of your pity. I've done nothing to deserve it.
So let me see. So it costs me, these guys can go 12. It costs me 4 inches to get up the hills, right? So 2 here, which means I can actually go 8.
Great.
And that's 8 right there. Okay, so here in the woods, this is about 1.5 inches. which leaves me with. I'll charge 2. Okay, I'll just charge 2. So I'm left with with 10 inches, and it costs double in the woods. So I'm going to get up to this 5.
Great.
Am I running into any halflings between here and here?
You are not.
Okay, and I said these elephants are going to keep pace with these guys. All right, so the only attacks I can make are with these elf shooters. So here's the first attacks of the game. Jonathan's saying, "Ugh, I honestly don't remember." So who should I shoot? I think that I should try to eliminate your Cranicaneers. So I'm going to shoot these guys.
Great.
Now, as we said, so I'm not actually moving because I was right there to begin with, but I can only shoot with the front row out of the woods. So I'm only going to get 4 figures worth. Let me see if I'm in short range or long range. So my range is what, 15 normally? Elf archers, right, 15. So I would love to be within 7.5. Crap. It's like exactly 7.5. Okay, and you know, normally we count separate figures. That guy's clearly not in short range.
Mm-hmm.
I think that guy is. Will you give me?
Stand up here.
I think this guy's within 7.5.
Yes.
Of that figure. So how about we just say half and half? I'll have half at short range, half at long range.
That seems correct.
And sometimes we negotiate like that to be fair. Okay, so I have not moving. I get 2 dice per figure. So I'm going to roll 4 dice for the guys in short range.
Great.
And I need 5s.
Excellent. And the Cranicaneers have 2 hits, right?
Correct. 2 health. Okay, so I need 5s with these ones at short range. That's 1 hit.
That's 1.
And then with the other 2 guys, I need 6s because it's long range. Just barely. 6s. There's no 6s.
Great.
So I'll tag you for 1 damage, and that is the end of my turn. Obviously, you don't have any morale checks to make.
Excellent.
It's your move.
Great.
Only better than that.
So this is interesting. I am this unit of Cranicaneers is not going to move.
Whoops.
Right, because they still lose shots if they move and shoot, even if they're. They only have 1 shot.
Sorry, everybody.
So if they do the half move and shoot, they each would still shoot once?
The Cranicaneers?
Yes.
You get half dice, right?
Half
so if
dice.
you have 2 figures and you move half, you get 1 total die
Okay.
in that situation.
Great.
Yeah.
So they're going to stay put. They're excited to wipe out some elves. My Dwarven foot are going to advance onto the towards the woods here.
Okay.
And my... How fast do my Cranicaneers move? I'm going to see
12, right?
if I can get a half move out of these guys
Okay.
to squeeze them out from this end.
Okay.
I'm
probably going to debate that movement a bit. But
Yeah, we'll see how that works. I am going to declare that my halflings are moving.
Oh, shit. Flip the overhead here. Where are they showing up?
They're showing up right here.
No! Are you kidding me?
I am not.
No. No! What?
So they're gonna.
Are you kidding me?
They're gonna charge the elves. I think.
What?
Those elves.
What? That's diabolical. What?
And my slingers, they are not moving, but they are going to shoot this round. Should I place them here?
I'm not. I can't process what you're saying.
Great. So they're right here.
What? Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, so you're gonna shoot this. You're gonna shoot this turn?
They're gonna shoot. They're gonna shoot.
What?
Watch out. Great. So let's do some movement. I'll do the easy one first.
Oh no! Who taught you to play like this?
So they're gonna
Oh,
move,
no.
Like they're not going to do their full move. They're going to move like here. So they're not quite touching this group. They don't want to block any shots. So I know normally if you're shooting into a melee, you have to split your dice. Does that change if my halflings are behind the target that I'm shooting?
Our current rule is if you can find a target figure that's 1 inch away from anybody else, you can shoot freely.
That's 1 inch away from these. Okay, correct. So if I like close them here, like maybe this, then it would be fine.
I agree. If these guys are going to shoot at this figure, as long as there's no other no friendlies within 1 inch of this guy, you're shooting like normal.
I'm gonna scooch these guys back then, if that's okay. Then I will just have these touch.
So if you want, you only melee with the guys that are actually touching the stand. Yeah. So if you like, you can bend these guys around into contact.
I think I will do that.
Yeah.
Get on there, buddy. You got it.
Push my guys in if you want. That's fine.
There we go. All right, and then I'll just advance these ranks a little bit. Cool. It's a little messy.
And there's a rule that says you can bring another one guy around here if you want to.
Absolutely do. Yeah. Excellent.
Crap.
Now let's do the complicated move here. Okay. So this is I gotta rotate them first, right?
Correct. Okay. Which costs half.
Which costs just half their move.
If you right face, that costs half movement right there.
I can't just like.
All right, so the problem is that you're pinched in by the woods there, right? We can say that what you really did last turn is you're like 2 inches back, and then you have space to do what you want.
No, I think this is what I did. I think I will accept the consequences of my actions here.
This is a learning opportunity for both of us. Okay. So if it had been, I would have kept them 2 inches back to allow this pivoting that you want.
I'll accept your turn.
Yeah. I think that's good.
So let's just scoot these. Scooting them too far to the left there. Okay. So now I can just do. I don't think.
If this makes a difference and you win, I'm going to put an asterisk on the win.
Excellent. That sounds great. So they can move 6. So I could measure like this. Is that fine? A valid measurement?
That's fine.
Great. So they're gonna scooch then here, and they probably still can't get any shots, but we'll see.
Okay. And there was a half move.
Right? There's a half move right there.
With
only 6 inches. 6 inches. Great. That's all my movement.
Okay.
Time for the shooting.
Yeah.
Both of these units are shooting your elves. And I think if we can target this group,
I kind of agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent. So let's start with the heavy crossbows.
Well placed.
Thank you.
Well placed. Yeah.
So heavy crossbows, they're 24, so they're in.
And I'm checking here because if you had to shoot over, actually let me put this in the camera. So I'm making a judgment right here. If you have to shoot over your own guys, it's at -1. And it looks like there's perfectly an open channel right there that you don't have to shoot over your own guys.
Approximately one elf-sized channel right there. Yeah. So I think this is definitely within... Is this within 12?
Oh, it's so close.
It is so close.
I think that's long range.
I think that is long range.
Yeah, that's just barely long range for like a 1/16 of an inch.
Okay, so...
that I'm sticking to. That one I'm sticking to.
That I accept.
It's long range.
So I got 10 crossbowmen here. They're going to fire their 10 crossbow bolts.
Yeah.
And remind me, your elven archers, are they 4?
They are 4, yeah.
They're 4, so I need 5
Correct.
here because they're in the woods.
Let me give you more dice. So there's 10 dice.
All right. Looking for 5.
Oh, wait 1 second. We said that they're at the edge of the woods, there's another -1.
Oh, okay.
So you actually need 6s.
6s?
Yeah.
Great. Is that right there, 5s?
So their armor is 4, long range makes it 5, and width makes it 6.
All right, 6s. There's 1.
Okay. And for what it's worth, no 5, so that doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. A nice opening volley. Next will be my Chronicures here. Yeah. Their half range is 9 inches. Which...
That's clearly in there.
Yeah.
That's short range.
Yeah, okay, great. So they only get one shot.
Yeah.
Because of crossbows.
Yeah.
So here's 5, and this one I'm looking for 5s.
Correct. Because of the woods, specifically.
Because of the woods.
Oh,
Here's
shit.
3 5-ups.
1, 2, 3.
Excellent. I'm gonna still do my shooting. I'm used to, so in Warhammer, shooting and fighting are 2 different phases.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna resolve my shooting here. My slingers, they're in a target-rich environment. You have a lot of nice, juicy targets to fire at.
That's true. You only get 1 rank.
Only get 1
at the
rank.
edge of the woods.
That's still 6 shots.
Now, hypothetically, if your intention, you could have had like all 5 of them lined up there.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with them being in 2 ranks.
Okay.
I think it makes them a bit safer.
Okay.
They're gonna shoot at your light foot there. Just try to
Okay.
wipe those guys out.
Okay.
So here's 6 shots, right?
Correct.
And your light foot are 4, so
Yeah.
I need 2s.
That's right.
Great. Moving on 2s. That looks like 6 hits.
Those are all hits. Amusingly, you have lots of 2s.
Lots of 2s.
6 hits. 1.
Halflings are very efficient
3,
folk. They don't like to
4,
roll higher than they
5,
need.
6.
I think, unfortunately, despite my movement, I don't think these Kredinkers can get a shot. Yeah, I think they all clip over the edge of the
I agree with that, yeah.
All right. So we're going to move into my melees then.
Right.
I see you've technically removed pieces there, so I have less attacks.
No, you get the full attacks.
I get the full attacks. That's
you get
great.
the full attacks.
So I think I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right. Or alternatively, we could say you could have chosen those first. So there's actually 3 that get rear attacks, right? You get 3 at the back, horribly, because of your completely diabolical placement. So you're going to get 3 dice that you need to roll 3s on.
All right. Let's roll those first. Here's my 3 on 3s. Just one.
Oh, not so cocky now. And then you get 2 dice at the normal 4 armor.
2 and 4s.
Nothing. Jeez.
Excellent. That's me.
Will those low rolls save my figures? So now I need to make morale checks. That was like enough, dude. Enough. So these guys. So doing the math on the morale. How obvious is the math on the morale for you? Should I explain that
I think
more?
after watching an episode, I think
Okay.
in practice it makes sense.
So the ratio here is 2 divided by a bunch. So that's 0 for the ratio. I get +1 for the health. I get +1 because elves are lawful.
Great.
So I'm going to roll these 2 dice, add 2 to get 9.
Right.
Or
So
in
you
other
get
words,
7.
the dice should be 7 or more. 7 or more. And I've rolled 6.
Ooh.
I missed it by 1, and that whole unit's gone.
We are the king of the woods, pesky elves.
Well, I thought that was a little risky putting them out there. I didn't think it was that risky. I admittedly.
You think all 13 of my halfling footmen were there?
Yeah, right on my back end. That hurt. So these guys here, this I might make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 1, +1 for their health. Mm-hmm. That's it, because they're just normal men, which is to say neutral.
They're just innocent men.
So again, I need 7 here. I rolled a 5, and that whole unit is eliminated. Which apparently is what happens with elite halflings.
I think elite halflings, they're scary.
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. I'm feeling pretty bad about this game now. Oh, man. All right. Okay.
It's your turn.
William's saying you came to the wrong shire, pal. William, you're almost going to spit take out a Christian with that.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, those 5 elite halflings, there's 5 of them, so it's, Merry, Pippin, Frodo, Sam, and the 5th one.
And Sleepy.
And Sleepy.
Is that all your elves, or is there are there?
No, that's all my
your
halflings.
All
my
your
halflings
hobbits
are now deployed.
Okay, all right. I don't want any more hobbits. Yeah. Okay, you had 2 figures. Okay, so these guys are not doing very much good sweeping these. So I'll just move these guys. Jeez, I have all your. Oh God. Jeez Louise. Okay, my medium horse is going to try to charge your Cranicaneers.
Great.
Okay, so melee is what I want. They're in the open. I'm going to charge that. These guys are going to stay here so that they can shoot back at these elves. Hobbits, sorry. Halflings, right?
Yes.
Lightfoot. I'm going to send these elephants forward half. Maybe I can get a shot off, maybe.
Okay. These elements over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Boy, this is such a nice placement, but I'm worried they're going to be a lost cause.
Yeah.
You know, I will be able to shoot at those halflings, actually. I'll be like at a penalty over my giants, but...
Yeah, I think that seems right.
I have the angle to do that. So I might as well stay here and just get some shots at the halflings there. And then these guys will move forward and pivot at that group of woods there.
Great.
That's my move. Okay, so I said these guys are moving half, which is 6 for elephants. Yeah, okay, so 6 here. Okay, so I would love these guys. These guys have a movement, medium horse have a movement of 18. So I would love to be 18 inches away from here. And then I could get in melee.
That definitely seems possible.
Yeah.
Oh,
about 14 inches.
Hello.
Just smash right in there. I'm only going to get 2 figures fighting, so I went more than if I'd gone less than half, I could pull guys around. I'm just going to have the front 2 charging there, and then these infantry here in the woods. Right, movement is halved, so I can go 6 inches. Oh God. That's a tell. If long-time viewers may know that's a tell, yeah. Okay, so in the woods I can go 6 inches. That's 3, 4, 5. Just move forward another inch. Okay, so all in the woods movement. All right, so I moved everybody. I'm meleeing there. All of these guys are shooting at your elite halflings.
Right.
And I'm going to try to take a shot at your Cranicaneers here.
Okay.
Let me measure this first. So elephant archers, again, 18 inch range with the composite bows. Okay, definitely in range and long range.
Great.
And I agree with that. So I'll just roll for that. So I moved half. I get 2 dice instead of 4.
Okay.
And I guess I need 6s, right?
Yes. Okay. They are 5 armor 5.
No hits.
Excellent. Armor 5. What is that? Chainmail?
Correct. Correct. Yep. Exactly. Let me roll for the melee over there. So I have 2 charging horse figures. So I get 4 dice. And your armor is
5.
Crap. See, my eye sees the horse archers, and it goes, there's the 4 armor. And it's like, right, they're Cranicaneers. I need 5s. I got 1 hit.
Ooh. Right.
Their health 2, so I don't eliminate figures. All right, so all these guys are shooting here. I'm going to start with the stone giants. So here's some math. Your armor is 4. Is that
4.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. Up to 5 because of the woods. Mm-hmm. My stone giants, since they're 9 health, I get +3 to hit.
Ooh.
So I actually need 2.
Gnarly.
I do. Only get 1 die.
Great.
If I hit, they do 3 damage.
That seems bad.
So just avoiding a 1. That's what I want.
Oh! Yes! God. They learned well from the dwarves.
God. 1. That's what I'm trying to get out. I rolled a 1. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. It'll happen once in a while. These elephants here are shooting, and they're clearly within 9, so that's short range.
Yes.
Okay, so I do get 4 dice because they're standing still. I need 5s because they're in the woods. 4 dice get 5s. I've rolled no hits with more 1s. Okay, so these guys. This will be fine. This will be fine.
Here's where the hits come in. The impossible
so
shot.
15. Okay, so I'm clearly within 15. This is long range here.
Right.
Your armor is 4, up to 5 because of the woods, up to 6 because I'm shooting over my giants, up to 7 because of long range.
Great.
Okay, I haven't rolled any 7s.
Excellent. Oh, that would have been scary. I would have been intimidated if you rolled a couple 7s there.
Yeah.
I know how much you love funky dice.
Our DCC games are infamous for me being eternally pissed off at the non-polyhedral dice. So I eliminated no figures, eh?
Yeah, you done the damage.
2 pips of damage.
That was from the last turn.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's underwhelming. Okay, it's your turn. What is your move?
Great.
Jeez.
So,
if Christian comes on and I get smoked, this is going to look really bad.
Remind me how many wounds the giants have?
9.
9 wounds.
9.
Okay.
Feel free to look up in classic D&D. Stone giants have 9 hit dice.
That's wild.
9.
That's really tremendous.
Yeah.
And the elephants have 4?
6.
6. Okay.
Which is like an average of the 3 from the men and the 10 from the elephants, for what it's worth.
Right. Okay. My elite slingers are going to stay put, and they're gonna fire back at the elephant, I think. These halflings, I think, need to reform.
Yes.
So they can start moving around.
Right. Which takes a whole turn, to be clear.
Yes. Yeah. These dwarves are going to right face and try to start marching through this pass.
Okay.
Here.
Yep. Okay.
This group of Krennikineers, because they're not. Oh, they do get the 2 attacks from being mounted.
That's correct. That is correct.
Interesting. I think they are going to fall back here. So I think they're going to turn around and fall back. And I think this looks like a 45-degree. Is that? No, that's too wide.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's too wide.
Yeah.
These guys are going to half move and pivot that way.
Wow. Withdrawing from melee.
Yeah.
Not rarely seen on Book of War.
Yeah. Here we go. Okay, so... and then these guys, I need to figure out what they want them to do with. They're on the wrong side here.
I think I'm about to become hysterical. These are like really good moves that you're making.
They need to make room for these guys to retreat into. So they're going to half move forward in this direction to attempt to return fire on your elephants here. All right.
And just to be clear, if they half move, you're only going to get 2 dice from that unit.
Right. I think that is better than no dice from that unit. Well, actually, how fast are they? They're 12?
Yeah.
I think this is probably actually enough room for these to retreat from. They're actually going to stand still and return fire to the elephants. Okay. So let's do this. They're going to turn around.
Yep. Which is half their move. Otherwise known as 6 inches.
Yes.
So while Christian is making this move here, Julian is saying one thing that he legitimately loves about the range units in Book of War is that the range units are the same as melee units in Melee. They're just more expensive.
That is very cool. I do appreciate All right.
And it's compatible with D&D, right? You know, your archers have a dagger or a short sword. They pull it out. They're normal guys.
And they're going to move to about here.
That's an interesting move.
I'm going to think about that. I don't like that you said that was an interesting move. Psyching me out. That would put them directly in front of the... Can I do like this? Oh, that's a better move.
Oh, also an interesting move.
It won't work the second time. There we go. I skidded. I cheated a little bit there. There we go. These guys are also going to rotate your dwarves.
And that costs half of their 9.
Right. So they have 4.5 left.
And you know, while we're doing this, so actually something that I keep meaning to ask on Discord is, because we do wind up with this fractional inch movement sometimes, I guess it occurred to me to maybe, should we just round it off? Should we round off the fractions to make it easier for people? Viewers, feel free to make a comment about that or post on Discord, because I might forget after tonight.
I can change these guys' facing while I'm reforming.
Correct, absolutely correct. So by paying the turn, you can reform them any way you want. You can have them facing any way you want.
Okay, great.
Just kind of have the center of mass sort of where they are started with.
So they're also going to turn. Oh man, I got a lot of people to rotate.
If it helps, you can just pick up the tile and just turn the whole tile around. The tray.
That would have helped. But I did something weird instead. Oh gosh.
Right, and then I regret saying that because they're all going to fall over.
There we go. Now instead of most of them being on one tile, I've got this weird, they're bridging the gap between 2 tiles.
Beautiful.
But it's fine. I assume eventually some of them will start dying. But maybe not.
I hope so.
Okay, so these also get 4.5 inches.
Yeah. Yep.
They're just going to wheel around.
Fascinating.
Right? Does that look good to you?
Yeah, it's fair.
All right. I think that's all my movement.
What are your attacks?
Let's do my shooting. Let's start with the elite halflings shooting your elephants. So their range is 18. So I definitely think that's in short range, but let's just check.
9.
Yeah, that's...
Yep, okay, just barely.
I can pat the elephant on the head.
Yep.
So here are my 6 shots. Your elephants are...
They're 5.
5. So I need a 3s to hit them because of my archers. They're elites.
And I have 6 health, I'll point out.
I could kill you.
Yeah, that's what I'm realizing. Probably not, though, right?
Probably not.
Unlikely.
On 3s. 50-50.
Better not. Oh,
no.
A bunch of 1s.
2 wounds only.
I think you need to roll another die, right?
I do. 2.
Okay,
That's 2 wounds.
Okay, fine. Okay, so it's... All right, things are turning around for the Dan. Original flavor.
Original Dan. These guys are going to return fire. The Cranicaneers, they are 18.
Yeah.
So I believe they're in range, but that's long range.
Because it's the same range that I shot you.
Right. That's smart. So that's 5, and I'm looking for 6s.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's do some damage.
There's 1 6.
1 6. Pretty good.
Out of my 6 health.
All right, and now the crossbowman.
All right. Do they have a?
Yeah,
here's what I'm going to be picky about.
Yeah.
Who's got? Okay, so these guys have a clear shot at somebody. You know. Yeah. All right. Once again, it's perfectly placed. Everybody's got some kind of visibility.
Great, and so that was they're 24 inches, right? 10 crossbows. So that's great.
Be more than 12. Be more than.
That's 12.
Crap.
That's 12. All right.
Man.
So here are my 10 shots, short range on your medium.
Now
horse.
you moved, so you're only going to get 5.
Ah, you are right. Thank you. Forgot that. And your medium horse are...
They're 5.
5, so you need 6. No, I just need 5.
You just need 5. No way.
That's pretty good. 3 hits.
Okay, out come the extra damage dice. So there's enough damage being stored up that I'm getting extra dice. Okay, so with health 2, I got 1 figure that goes down at the back,
Right.
plus 1 more damage point. Not too bad.
Excellent, and I think that's everything for me.
Okay. So you're tagging my elephants with some damage, which is fine. No morale checks there. So I technically need to make a morale check for those medium horse. It might be automatic. 5 divided by 1 is 5, plus 2 for their health.
Yeah.
So even if I roll 2, that comes up to 9.
Great.
So I'm fine. Okay. So now my turn. Now I get to do stuff. So I'm going to...
I was really hoping my halflings would have taken out your elephant. That would have been pretty cool.
I was slightly concerned that was even a possibility. I was like, I'm unused to like completely healthy elephants getting attacked and being like, they could be wiped out in 1 turn. I'm really honestly not used to seeing that. So my horses are going to charge after your retreating Cranicaneers.
Great.
I'm going to hit them in the back, and if I have less than half a move, I can bring 1 guy around on each side. So I might actually hit you with 4 figures this time.
Okay.
Let's get this dice out of here. So these guys are still all in the woods. I didn't hit those halflings at all.
Yeah.
These infantry are going to push forward and try to intercept those halflings here.
Okay.
I mean, I have a chance of hitting you, right? So for shooting from here, I get 4 dice. I would need 6s. I might get 1 hit. Knock off a figure, at least. So we seem to be engaged in a long range archery duel at the moment.
Unless you want to come closer first. You half move and shoot. That's pretty bad.
I don't think I want to do that.
All right.
I didn't hit those elite halflings at all. I'm going to send these. Damn. These woods are really screwing me up.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty good. Being able to start in them is way more powerful than I thought.
Yeah, properly placed, it makes a big difference. Huh. You know, I don't see what else to do. I'm gonna have these elves charge your halflings in the woods. These elves are gonna put down their bows, pull out swords, and try to charge you.
All right.
To do something, basically. That might be a terrible idea, but I don't want them sitting here doing nothing. So that's what I got. So I would like these guys to be within a half move, which would be 9, and they're clearly within 9. Yeah. So I can do this.
Great.
And charge you with extra horses here and here. These guys are all motionless, so I would love for these guys, to be within a move 12 move. Now, I don't have to pay to go down. I do have to pay 2 inches for this. So if the grand total from here to here is 11, I can actually get in melee.
Okay.
It's way less than 11.
Great.
Okay, so my elves run into the woods to get attacked. That you know what? I'm happy with that.
That I wasn't expecting.
So I would also love for these guys to be in contact. So I'm gonna. It's a horrible diagonal here. So I'm gonna measure from the guy on the outside.
Sure.
He's made it in the clear here, and then I have to pay double to. I would love to get like here. Let's see how much woods there is. Okay, so there are 5 inches of woods, which costs 10, and plus more than 2 inches I can't get in contact.
Okay, so you're like just outside of contact.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3 here, leaving me with 9. So I can go 4.5 in. You're right, just barely out of contact. That's frustrating.
Whew.
So right at the edge of that ruler there. So close. Thank you.
Yeah, you got like a. There you go.
All right, there's the woods. So that's all my movement. And here come my attacks. So these elephants shoot at those horses. These elephants shoot at your halflings. And a possibly surprise twist, the stone giants are going to pitch stones at your oncoming dwarves.
Great.
Wait, they get the bonus.
They do get the bonus.
Shit.
They're gonna dodge.
Wait, pending. Okay, not my final answer. Looks like short range to me. So I would 5 down to 2 up to 3. So I need a 3 to hit them, and they're only 1 health, so I could bowl down 3 of them, force a morale check. That seems like okay statistics.
Okay.
So I will be pitching at the dwarves, and I'll need a 3 to hit. Let's do that right now.
Great. Right, so they're normally 5 plus 1 for dodge.
Yeah.
And then -3 because of your bonus.
Yeah, because of the enormous giants. So we'll just confirm that's within 10. Very much so.
Oh yeah.
I think the stone giants they just bowl. They
Right.
they roll the stones down the channel because they haven't been to the alley in a while.
Right. This is good practice for them.
They're working on their hook shot.
Yeah.
So I got 1 single die, and I want this to come up 3 or more. 3 it is,
Nice.
And 3 figures go down.
Dwarves go down.
All right, gonna roll for those horses over there. Now I have 2 figures actually at the back.
Right.
And then
Yep.
2 that get the rear bonus and 2 figures that don't. So I'll roll for the former first. So 4 dice, and I need 4s.
Great.
At the rear.
Oh!
Those are all hits.
Devastating.
So 2 figures go down.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it from the back here. Ooh, a devastating shot.
If you can run down with cavalry, retreating forces, that's a powerful move. Yeah. And then I have 2 guys on the side. These guys need 5s.
Great.
That's another figure down.
It is. Oh no.
With a 5 and a 6. All right. These elves here are in melee. I get 4 dice, and I need 4s against your light hobbits. There's 2 figures go down from that.
Okay.
And then I'm shooting with these elephants and just reminding myself they're definitely in short range. So 4 dice, and I need 5s.
Okay.
Because you're in the woods.
Oh,
That's 2 hits. Now remember, those guys have 3 health.
they have 3 health?
So no yeah, they're 3rd level hobbits.
Oh, interesting.
Right.
That's
So we're gonna
Great.
record that, and I still don't get any figures down.
those hobbits. They're tough.
Yeah, you paid for it. So.
All right.
It's all my attacks. What do you want to do for morale?
Let's
First.
do this one. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 divided by 2, 5.
Yeah.
Plus 1 because they're lawful. And do I add any others?
Plus 1 for their health.
For their health. So that's 7, so I can't fail that.
Yep, you're right.
Right. That's okay. They didn't care about those 2. Those are the 2 of the 3 extras. It's really a group of 10 and 3 other halflings showed up.
With some guys on the bench.
Let's do the dwarves. 2, 4, 6. So that's plus 2.
Yep.
And then another plus 2.
Yep.
Right, because they're level and they're lawful.
Agreed.
So 4. And we have 5.
Yeah.
Ooh, 5
Fuck.
exactly. 5 exactly. Here we go.
Damn it.
They're fine. They are not afraid of any.
I did. I tell you that turn. I did some serious damage, and I was really hoping somebody breaks morale.
They're not afraid of any pesky giants. They dodge them.
+1 from Loft.
Now for the bad ones. This
Yeah.
is going to be tough. So that's 0, right? Because
Yeah.
it's 2 divided by 3.
Right.
And then I'm adding 1, and they have 2 health, so
Right.
that's 3.
Yeah.
I think that's 6.
Yeah. God, no!
6 exactly! These dwarves fear nothing.
Huh.
They are trained with strict tactics and expect some of their
Expect discipline.
friends to fall. That is but the nature of battle.
And it's your turn.
My turn. All right. So these dwarves for movement are going to continue moving down the channel.
Yeah.
They're going to try to close with the giant, which I think they have a pretty good chance of getting there, actually.
Yeah.
And
right at the moment, if we were super picky, we'd talk about how wide this is, but I think these woods have shifted during the game.
Yes. And
So
I think
we're just going to declare that they have space.
I think we can still fit two of the model. Well, there.
We'll say yes.
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
say yes.
Okay. Great.
And then later on, I may make use of that myself, possibly.
My halfling Lightfoot, are they going to stay where they are? They're going to fight back against the elves. I think they're going to try to pile in on the right side there. Yeah. These Crennickers are going to continue their retreat. They're just going to move fully down towards this side of the board. So if I'm right, they get their full 12 because they're already turned around.
Correct.
These crossbowmen, they're not going to move.
Yeah.
What do I want to do with these? I'm not a big fan of this long-range battle. Not much is happening there.
What's going on down here?
They're gonna wheel around this way.
Okay.
So they're gonna bring this flank around here, ready to shoot. If I can make that in 6 inches, which I don't think I'll be able to do it.
Tree out of the way so I can see that.
But they're gonna wheel around as far as they can.
Okay.
And my halfling elites are not moving. I said that already. All right.
Okay.
Let's do some movement.
Okay.
So
Get your full 12.
full 12 away. Are they still on camera?
Yeah.
I'm sure they will be. We can do this. I think.
Okay, fascinating.
I think they're gonna rotate like this. So that's 6, 7, and then they're gonna
Great. Oh, shit.
do that.
Okay.
My dwarves move 9. Let's see if I can close on your giant here.
9.
Tricky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna.
Just, shift those woods a little bit if you need to.
Here we go, and I'll put them back.
That's fine like that. Just leave it. Yeah.
Great.
Yep, great.
Awesome. So that's all my movement.
Okay, now these guys here, so the rule is if you're
yeah.
if you're in melee, you can bring 3 figures around on each side. So if you like, you could pull 3 figures. If there's space, you could say that 3 figures come around here.
Yeah, I think I am gonna do that. Like so.
Keep them contiguous, so keep your guys
touching
sorry,
I was
another
gonna
one
fill,
of your guys.
I was gonna fill in.
And again, just push my guys in or something. If you...
There you go.
Great.
Get aside! I'm trying to kill you.
That's 2.
That's 2. I don't think I can fit a third there.
You can bring them around the back.
I can bring him all the way around the map like this.
Yep.
Okay, well.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, he's up there.
Yep.
Okay.
And I mean, so there could be an argument about whether you can bring 3 around here. I mean, technically,
I think I'm not going to.
Okay.
I think I'm going to not do that, so they don't give back attacks to your Lightfoot.
Not super happy that you thought of that.
Yeah. I did think. I think that in a previous episode of Book of War, I think that came into very critical. Became very important. Okay, let's start with my shooting. My elite slingers are returning.
Yep.
Continuing to
Let me
fire.
give you tap dice here.
Thank you.
So still 6 dice. You have 2 figures at the back that have never been utilized.
Yeah, they're there for moral support.
And you need 5s. Wait. You need
3s.
You need 3s. Yeah.
3s to do 4 hits. Ooh,
Only 2.
only 2.
So I'm at 4 damage out of 6.
We're getting there. Now we have the full fuselage here of the crossbows firing into your knights. That's all 10.
Yeah. That's all the red dice.
10. There we go. And I need 5.
Yeah. Obviously, you got the angle. You're obviously short range. You need 5s. Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's 3 full models.
Wow. That's a crap ton of 6s. 1, 2, 3.
Here we go.
God damn it.
You
know what? I didn't have that on camera. Anyway, so
sorry. I have my roll here.
Yeah. So you got you rolled 10 dice and you got 4 6s and 2 5s.
That's good. That's the luck of the dwarves.
Wow.
The Lightfoot are going to attack, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That looks like.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
Against your elves, who are
armor 4.
4. Doing 4s.
3.
3 hits.
My whole back rank. You got a guy at my rear, so you get 1 more die, and you could hit with a 3.
Oh. Do I? Where?
That figure right here.
Oh, that guy.
Off the
I
tree.
lost track of him.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So if he hits with a 3, he does.
Shit.
He's like, get out of my way! Ah! Dwarves. I got 2 dwarves attacking your giant here.
Correct.
This is a stone giant.
Correct.
So that's a 5.
Yep.
So 5s. There you go. There's another
1
6
hit.
for you. 1 wound.
Out of 9.
It's something, and I think that's everybody for me. These guys shot. These guys ran away. My halflings shot.
Yep.
They moved fully. There we go.
Fascinating. So morale checks those horses over there. The ratio is 0. I get 2 for their health. That's it. So I need the dice to be 7. Oof. Snake eyes.
Ooh.
And that unit breaks. Okay. Boy, I thought that was a good move. I thought that was a good move going after your Kranich.
I think it was. I think you got pretty unlucky there. I really thought that they would be dead.
These elves, the ratio is 0 again. They got 1 health. They're lawful. So I need a 7 again. I rolled a 6 and that unit breaks.
I'll lift my
Thank you. The trays are stuck. The trays are stuck on each other.
Here, I'm just going to put these guys
That
back
unit
here.
breaks. Yeah. Okay. Those are all the morale checks. So everybody else.
Yes.
So I'm down to 4 units. So I got elephants. I got giants. I got these Lightfoot. Huh. So my turn.
Yes.
So the stone giants really don't have any choice. They've got a melee. I can't shoot while I'm melee. I certainly don't want to turn around. Boy, the elite halflings and my elephants are a bad freaking matchup. You know, in other circumstances, I'd consider like running into melee, taking away your missile attacks, but I'd be fighting in the woods effectively.
Yeah.
So I'd only get half my melee attacks. I mean, I can shoot in melee. With the elephants. As I say that out loud.
Yeah.
I guess I might as well, right? I guess that's what I should have done 2 turns ago. So my elephant archers. Well, on the move, I get half, right? Actually, right, I would get half shots. Okay, so instead of this, I would get, instead of 4 dice shooting, I'd get 2 dice shooting, plus 1 die melee. So I get 3 dice instead of 4 dice.
But with less penalty.
Yeah. And the melee, I get the elephant health bonus. So I get a bonus to that, and I'd be taking away your shooting. Am I even going to survive another turn? So this turn, if I charge in, I'm only going to get the 1. So I'm clearly more than half. I'm more than 6 inches away. So I could charge in. I would only get 1 single die of attack. It would be the I think I need a 2 to hit. I think I could at least. As opposed to shooting, which would be 4 dice. Huh. Boy, that's a tough choice. Sorry about this, everybody. I'm gonna send the elephants in. They'll be in melee. If they survive a turn, then I'll be able to get melee plus ranged attacks. And you won't. I probably should have done this 2 turns. I should have done this when I had more fire on you. That's a little mistake. So I'll have these elephants charge your hobbits. These guys are going to get in contact and wrap as much as possible.
Sure.
What do I do with these guys? I do have a line of shot there. I will go forward half. I'll make a half move forward with these guys. So that's 6. Like so. That. I want this to be within 12, and it is.
Oh yes, for sure.
Crashing there. I can clearly do this. I can fold in on the sides. And then I can bring 1 more guy around the side because I did a little bit of movement. I'll just stack him in here. All right, there's my move. So these guys shoot here. We melee. I can't shoot because I went more than half. I melee. So first of all, these shots. Am I within 9? I think I am. I'm just barely within 9.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. So I get those elephant archers get 2 dice, and I need 5.
5s.
Yeah. I've eliminated a figure.
Nicely done. I'll take one of these.
5 and a 6. These footmen. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 at the back.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll roll 2 in the back. Okay, so here's 5 normally that I need 4s. Holy shit.
Oh my goodness.
That barely adds up to 4. That's no hits. But
the back attacks on
back
3?
attacks, I need 3. There's 2 dice, I need 3s. I get 1 hit.
1 hit. 1 halfling.
Wow.
Oof.
It's been said in the chat that the Giants could still carry this fight, and I agree with that. So I get 1 die. If I hit you, I do 2 damage. I knock off 2 figures if I hit. And what I need to roll is normally 5 down to 2. Up to 3, because the dodging. Up to 3. So I do need a 3.
They're ready.
Yeah. They've been training for this their entire lives.
They've been training. They're ready.
Like a whole century.
Yeah.
3.
Oh!
3 it is. 2 go down.
2 more figures of dwarves.
Okay, and then the elephants, because you have woods blocking my charge, instead of 2 dice, I get 1 die. And again, this does 2 damage. So if I hit, I'll take 1 figure down because of the prior damage. And what I need is your armor is 4 down to 2 because of the huge elephants. So here's 1 die, and I just need to avoid a 1.
Nice.
Just barely.
So it does 2 damage?
2 damage.
how does that? Do we just roll the damage?
Carries over. Yeah. So you'll have one figure goes down and one remainder for damage.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Okay. So I finally, whatever this is, turn 5. I finally took down one figure of the
halfling
elite
hobbits. All right.
How about you like fail some morale rolls for once?
I don't know. We're very brave folk, us dwarves. Okay, my halflings. 1, 2, 3. 10. That's 10. Yeah, they're fine.
That was such a bad roll on my part for the attacks.
They're a-okay. The Chronicneurs, 4 to 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're also fine. Is that right?
Really?
Right?
4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Yeah. My math is checking out.
Yep.
My dwarves, there's the tough one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2. So that's do we round up or down?
Down.
Down. So that's 3 total then.
I think it's
One,
I think it's
one,
4.
two.
So 3 divided by 2 is 2.
4, 2. Oh yeah, 2, 3.
Sorry,
4.
5 divided by 2 is 2 plus their health plus their lawful.
Yes.
So the dice need to be 5.
All right.
Well, less than a 5. Well, less than a 5.
5 exactly.
No way!
5 exactly.
You've got to be kidding me, Christian.
I've got some brave dwarves. They're not afraid of no giants.
Let me make 2 comments. So when Christian came in the door, he said to me, Dan, I carry my own dice, right? I bring my own dice to all my wargaming. That'll help us out with more dice. And then he looked in his bag and he said, oh my goodness, for once I don't have in my bag. And I'm glad that you didn't, because I wouldn't believe this shit. If you were doing this with your dice, I'd say these dice are clearly loaded.
No.
So, because this is nonsense. And just to address a question there from Julian, ranged attacks can't be back attacks. No, the back attacks are only for melee. The way that we've normally adjudicated it. And normally in D&D you would say you don't get the shield bonus, but we don't. It's only 1 point, so that doesn't make a difference for us here.
Great. So my turn.
It really doesn't feel like it should be.
I mean,
I feel like
all right.
I feel like I'm not doing enough. Sometimes I feel like I've lost a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Stinks. We can talk about that later. So with this combat, am I like free to move to rotate my pieces?
Correct.
If they're just staying and fighting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So they're gonna do that. They're gonna return fire here. They're stuck in. My dwarves are gonna wrap around your giant.
Yep. That's fair. Unfortunately.
2 hits. Now this is the interesting one. My elite slingers. Yeah. I don't know. I need to deal 2 hits of damage to you. They're much worse fighting in melee.
Right.
They
do get +1.
4 dice plus 1. So I need 4s.
Yep.
4s, 2 4s on 4 dice.
Yep.
I think they're gonna try that.
Yep.
I think they're gonna try that. So they're gonna pile in there and attack.
Yep.
These Chronicneurs are gonna about face.
Yep.
And then return fire.
Got it.
My crossbowmen are going to move up to the pass. And these Chronicneurs are also going to pivot.
Yep.
They're going to turn and close the distance a little bit here.
Yep.
Great. So let's do the actual moving here. So they're going to rotate left.
Now you could. This is a case where you could pivot and just measure their forward movement and be more efficient.
Yeah, I think it's just for my own sake, because I don't think I'm going to be able. The angle was so wide. I don't think they'd actually get around to get a shot. So I think this is just easier. Okay. And they're going to move the rest of their 6.
You feel at some point take them off the tray if that's more efficient for you.
Okay. I do like the trays. These folks are just turning around. Okay, I'm just going to rotate the whole thing. Uh-huh. Is that right? I did something wrong there.
You point them. You can angle them at me if you want. I think they were.
Yeah.
If that's your desire.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's fine.
We're gonna move my crossbows to there.
Jeez.
All right, and then let's pile in some halflings here. How many am I allowed to bring?
3 on each side.
3 on each side. So I can do like No, not that one.
Right. Agreed.
This one.
Yep.
We've got here,
Yep. Exactly.
here, here, and then these two can go like here.
It's a pleasure playing with someone that has watched and knows how the movement's going to work in these complicated cases. So that's exactly what you would do.
Yes, that was what my greatest concern, I think, was from coming from Warhammer. Here we go.
How different is this than what they do there?
The movement, I'd say, is much more particular.
Okay.
Here.
Okay.
I'd say in Warhammer it's much more generalized
Okay.
in terms of like base-to-base contact.
Okay.
So they have generally what's called the engagement range, which is similar to the pikeman range here, where it's if you're in 3 inches, you're considered to be engaged.
Got it.
And you do have to be base-to-base touching to fight in melee, but they also let you be in ranks. So if you can touch someone who's touching the base of your opponent, they get hits too.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
So it's much more about like it's much easier to just cram all your people in.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Does it go 3 back? Does it go 4 back?
No,
just 2?
just 2.
Interesting. Okay.
Just 2. And then when you're in melee, there are pile-in moves, and then if you actually wipe out the enemy in that attack phase, you get an additional 3 inches of movement.
Yeah, that's kind of common in some games,
Yeah, to consolidate, which is very tricky, I'm learning, as I explore that game.
Got it, huh.
All right, but let us continue here. I got a bunch of melees, and then just one round of shots here. I'm just going to do my 2 shots into your elephants here. Make sure that's a 9.
It's not a 9 for everybody.
It's not a 9.
I don't think it's 9.
I don't think it's 9. Okay.
That's long range.
So I've got 2 where I need 6s then.
Yep. God damn it.
There's 1. Unlikely. It seems unlikely. I'm going to save the elite halflings, the juiciest combat, for last. So let's do my dwarves into your giant here.
Yeah.
I've got.
While you do that, I'm looking up some rules here.
Sure. I've got 5 dwarves attacking your stone giant. You need 5s for this.
Yeah. You've got to be fucking kidding me, dude. That's almost all hits. That's 4 hits. So it's up to 5 out of my 9 health.
Dang. That I was not expecting. I really thought these dwarves were going to die and do no damage. Okay. Here we go. The Battle of the Light Foot here.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 front attacks, 4 back attacks, it looks like.
I don't think there's any back attacks.
No back attacks?
Right,
Okay,
you get some side attacks, but
okay.
There's no bonus
so,
for that.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10
1, 2,
attacks.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yep.
All right. And these are also Lightfoot, so 4s. A good, honest battle of Lightfootmen here.
Okay, so that's 3, 4 hits.
5 hits. 2, 3, 4, 5.
5, got it. Okay. So basically my back rank goes down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. And then attacking your elephants.
Yep.
As discussed, I have 5 attacks. I need 4s to hit.
You get 4 attacks.
You have 4 attacks.
You did eliminate one of your
you didn't
figures.
kill one of them. Okay. Here we go.
And you need 4s.
I need 2 4s here, or those elites are not having a good time next round. I got the 2 4s.
Unreal.
Unreal. This is a lot like that scene in the third Lord of the Rings, but much smaller.
Unreal.
All right, that's all of my attacks.
Wow.
Here you go. I do feel like my dice luck is really coming into play here quite considerably. This is kind of surreal.
It's the viewer make up your own mind of what I should be saying here. What the hell am I looking at? So the rules question was the unclarity, I guess, about the rear attacks. So okay, so for me, Julian, I am looking at the first edition book. Page 9 there's a one line that says rear attacks, and it does say melee attacks against the rear of a unit are at +1 to hit. So unless I'm hallucinating currently, which is completely possible because I'm a little bamboozled, that is what it says for the rear attacks roll. In the original book there, page 9. Here. Yeah, please check that I'm not just completely dazed at the moment.
Melee attacks against the rear of a unit are at +1 to hit.
So my elephants are gone.
Oof. That was a critical roll there. That.
Stone giants don't need to make it. These guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 remaining, divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just barely over half, which means the ratio is just 1 plus 1 for my health. I'm only getting 2, so the dice need to be at least 7. Okay, that one I made.
There we go.
At least I made that.
If you failed that one, something would be wrong with the dice here, I think.
So that's it. That's all my morale checks.
I think, yes.
Okay, so giants fight these dwarves, and if I could knock off, 2 figures, I could force a morale check and possibly wipe them out. Is everybody in contact? I think everybody's got a target, basically. I'll just turn this guy like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so all these guys are going to get to melee. And yeah, the elephants stand here. Let me see. We just measured. We saw it was more than 9.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is we have the same range for the bows. So I could stand here and get 4 dice, and at long range need 6s, because your armor's you mounted archers with armor 5. So I could 4 dice at 6s, or I could do 2 dice at 5s. I think that's the same odds. So I could have the dice and double the chances, which is the same thing. So I'm going to stay here and keep the woods between me and those guys, and these guys will just stand there. I guess that's it.
Okay.
I'm down to three units, aren't I?
Yeah.
All right. Firing. Just confirming that's more than 9. Yep.
Yes.
So as stated, I get 4 dice. I need 6s. So this would be a great opportunity. Maybe they just all come up 6s. They'll come up 6s.
Yeah.
Knock off 2 figures. Force a morale check.
That'd be pretty bad for me. Yeah.
The number of 6s is none.
Oh my
god! I mean, if I add them up, right? If I add them up,
that's good.
6s,
Yeah. That makes sense. In a different game, I think my creditors would be dead.
Some of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8 figures here. So let's this big Lightfoot in the woods combat. So there's 8 dice, and I need 4s. All right.
Oh,
finally.
That's some hits.
That's 6 hits.
6 hits. Okay. Let's start.
Yeah.
From that side. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 5, 6. Great.
How's that feel?
Feels bad.
As my dad would always say, how's that feel?
Does feel quite bad.
And then my giants again. I'm going to roll 1 die, and I need 3.
Okay.
3. If I hit, 2 figures go down.
Right.
3.
Ooh,
roll
the
a 6,
giant.
so
the
2
giant
figures go
doesn't
down.
miss. Right.
I don't know what that was.
Some dice.
Giant D6 is what that was. I should be rolling the giant D6 for the giant attacks. Is what I should do.
Absolutely, you should. Okay, so let's do some morale checks. I've got my dwarves over there. 3 divided by 2, that's 1, right? 2, that's 1. 3 divided by 2.
Right, yes. Yep.
Is 1 plus 1 because they're lawful and plus 1 for their health.
Yep.
So that's 3. So I need 6. There we go. That's 9. Oh, just wait to grab these dwarves. Now here is the morale check that I'm pretty confident I'm going to fail. So I've got...
Have you failed a morale check yet?
No. So I've got 4 standing
Yeah.
and 6 dead.
Right.
So it's just the +1 from their lawful and +1 from their health.
Yeah.
I need 7. That's a 9.
Unreal.
The lawful morale bonus seems very good.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah. And to be clear, that is Doc. What are you doing?
Is this off camera?
Yeah, great. And that's right out of original D&D. If you look in original D&D supplement 1, it explicitly says that lawful gets +1 morale, chaotic gets -1.
Interesting.
Yep. And it, and I like it, and it conjures up your lawful types are going to be more expensive and fewer number, and the chaotic types are going to be cheaper and come in greater numbers,
more droves,
and that's what makes that happen, frankly.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, movement. My melees I think are going to stay in melee. No, I see no need to abandon that. That'll buy me time for my elites over there. They're going to reform at the edge of the woods, ready to shoot down the giant after it slays the rest of their dwarven brethren.
Wow.
That's interesting.
So while Christian thinks about this, I am surprised at apparently Julian somehow has a version of the rules that says something different, and I am completely baffled at how that could possibly be the case, because I think there's only one edition. Is that a PDF version you're looking at, Julian? While we're doing this, and Jacob, hello, thanks for joining us here. Kind of deep in our book of wargame tonight.
In the battle, yeah. Okay.
Normally, I do much better than this. Just Jacob, if there's any question about it, normally I'm the favored player here.
Dan's very good at this game.
I don't know what's happening tonight.
My heavy crossbow are going to move up to the pass again. I don't think shooting. Yeah, they're going to again prepare to shoot once the giant dispatches those dwarves, or perhaps do battle with the light footmen, which looks like is a battle I'm going to lose, unfortunately. My Chronicures are both going to half move closer to your elephant.
Okay.
All right. So this, where'd my... Here you go. So they got 9 move. I'm just going to... Yeah. They're just going to squeeze right up here.
Okay. Crazy.
Here is my 6 move from these guys. Oops. And then 6 here.
Clever.
Oops. There we go.
Clever.
And that's all my movement. Oh, I'm going to refine my halflings.
Right.
They're going to be right at the edge of the woods here.
Yep.
Okay. We got rid of Sleepy. Now it's just the Force and the Fellowship.
Nice.
Okay, let's do some shooting. I'm going to do my shots here first. I'm just going to roll these together, if that's good.
I think these guys are short range. I think those guys are long range.
Yes, right. I forgot about that. Right, they're 18. Yes. Okay, great. So I will not roll them together because that would be cheating. So here's my 2 dice from the short range for 5s.
Yeah.
What?
No! You gotta be kidding me, dude.
Boxcars. That's pretty good. And then here's my one shot where I need a 6.
I'm trying to save myself from like obscenity strikes on YouTube right now because
I don't get the 6.
Thank goodness.
Long range. The Battle of the Lightfoot here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like I have 4 Lightfootmen left.
Yes.
4 dice on 4s.
Right.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Two hits.
Take this and this off.
That seems good. They won't go down without a fight. And then here's my 3 solid dwarves doing battle against your stone giant.
You need 5s. I mean, quite likely you'll get no hits at all.
Quite likely I will get exactly 2 hits on 6s. I have a lot of 6s. I rolled 4 6s that that combat here.
Unreal. Okay, still have 2 health left. I still have 2 health.
Great, and that's all my attacks. That's all my attacks? Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Okay, so our morale checks here, legit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Divided by 2 is 3, plus 1 for their health. So I need 5.
This would be a pretty devastating round to lose.
Okay,
Nice.
rolled a 6. That's all my morale checks.
Yes.
So I'm going to sit here to shoot. Maybe I would love this to go well. I'm going to hammer these dwarves. I'm going to pull as many guys around here as I mean, they can just fold in at this point, actually. That's it. Burp, 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 burp. And just to answer the question from Jacob, I think are you going to? Any chance you're going to Gen Con this year?
I don't think so.
Yeah, me neither. I haven't been to Gen Con in a long time. In fact, right before, it's funny because right before the stream started, I mentioned that I went in 04, which is a long time ago.
That is a very long time
and
ago.
Honestly, it's just me talking. When I see video of the enormous numbers at Gen Con now, I'm kind of like, it's a little much for me.
Yeah.
So smaller cons like Total Con or Gary Con are the things that are kind of more potential for me to go to these days, frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm always interested in seeing what's going on at Gen Con, actually. Got it.
Yeah.
So attacks with my giants again. Here's 1 die. I'm gonna get a big die here. Right?
Great.
So
if
this comes up again. If this comes up 3, I knock down 2 out of your remaining 3 figures.
Great. Here we go.
That's a hit.
But a single dwarf left. Oops.
These guys here, everybody's in contact. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Great.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 dice. I need 4s against light infantry. Elves versus hobbits. Don't see that very much.
Hobbits,
I'm sorry. These are men versus hobbits.
Men versus
right.
hobbits. That you see a little
My
bit
elves
more
are all
often.
gone. There's 4 hits.
4 hits.
Yeah.
And I have 4, but 4
Yeah.
men. 4 hobbits who are now dead.
I won a thing.
You did. You killed one of my units there. These halflings, I will say, drew a lot of blood in that forest.
They really did. They wound up fighting 3 units of mine. Is that right?
Yeah, and slaughtered all of your elves.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 units worth, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is clearly short range.
Yeah.
So I get all 4 dice because I didn't move. You did.
I moved. Yeah.
And I need 5s
Great.
because that's your armor. Come on. There's 3 hits.
That's actually two whole units here.
Yeah, because you had damage on
wounded. There we go.
Don't count me out, viewers. Don't count me out. I go down. The Dan loses ugly.
You can count him out a little.
Just the Dan loses ugly. He makes it. It doesn't look nice at the end. So how about you fail some morale checks now? I think this would be an excellent dramatic moment for some failed morale checks.
So here, the ratio is 1 plus 1 because they're lawful, plus 2 because they are for their health. So 4. I need.
That's good.
There's a 7 there. Fine. They
not...
stand strong. They see that they're about to be reinforced. 2 identical groups of Chronicers here.
Yeah.
Here's my lone dwarf. I think I need a 7 on this. No, I need an 8. No, 7. 8, 9.
7, I think. Jeez, Dan. Unreal.
He never runs.
Unreal.
He is probably going to get shot to death by his friends, though.
Hey, these colors don't run.
All right.
This plaid.
I'm gonna remove this.
This tartan doesn't run.
I don't think this one dwarf needs a
tray.
A tray.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. All right.
Now, to be clear, it's impossible for that one dwarf to kill my giants on the next turn, which I'm glad about.
Okay. I think that's all my morale. My turn. I think it's pretty straightforward. These Chronicers are going to stand still and shoot. These are going to, again, half move forward and shoot. Is that 2 dice on? They're actually also going to stand still and shoot. I think that's better.
Yeah.
And yeah, everyone's standing still. Everyone is pretty happy with where they are.
Okay.
going to think for a minute about whether I want my crossbowmen to charge your footmen in there. I don't think they do, because they got to reform before they move, and then they're deep in the woods. My crossbowmen, I wouldn't mind being in a different shape, but I think that's fine. It's the same amount of shots anyway. Okay. Let's do some combat. Let's return to our ranged battle here. This ridiculous ranged battle.
So short
this
range,
we
long
measured.
range.
Yeah, short range, long range. So here's the short range shots where I need 5s. There's 2 5s, right?
They're dead.
He's dead.
They're dead. Unreal.
These guys shoot their
Unreal.
crossbows off into the air just in celebration.
It's like the end of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
But different.
Here's my one dwarf. Let's see if it can wound your giant.
So you need 5. Don't. Okay.
He does not. And I'm gonna shoot into that melee, I think, with everybody. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have to assign half of my shots to.
Now you should have announced this before.
Oh,
you should have
I'm
announced them before you started rolling, but it doesn't make any difference. So we'll allow it. And so we've started to negotiate this. So the book does say half and half, but we've started to negotiate if one side is larger. So my giants are clearly larger. How about if it's 2/3 on me and 1/3 on you? How do you feel about that?
Great.
Yeah.
And so did I do that wrong? Because the attack that I made was just that dwarf attacking in melee.
Yeah.
I would still,
so you should
rules-wise, been able to do that, right? Have him attack first, and
Yeah.
then have everybody else shoot.
You should have
into it.
attacked. So I am kind of bamboozled here. So when the attack phase starts, you should announce all the attacks. You should say, I'm going to melee here, going to shoot here, going to shoot here, shoot here.
I see.
And unless I wasn't listening, I didn't hear that I'm going to shoot.
I did not declare that.
We'll permit it for tonight.
All right.
Yeah, next time probably not.
Okay.
Just to be clear.
Thank you. That's I'm gonna chalk that up to another Warhammer ism there, because it's usually in your best interest to not declare everything at the beginning.
Interesting.
To just do one unit at a time.
Oh, really? Oh, fascinating. So you declare and then resolve with one unit. Move on. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, fascinating. Okay. Fascinating. Yep, that is a difference in here.
Okay, so my halflings stood still. They're gonna shoot your giant. They each get 2 shots.
Yep.
So that's each total. And then 1/3 of that is at my dwarf.
How about 3? 3 on you and 5 on me. How about that?
That sounds good. Here's my 3 on my dwarf. You're gonna nail this dwarf. This dwarf's about to go down. My medium dwarf is 4s. Right.
Well, normally 5. So you need 3s.
I need 3s. Here we go. 3s. Do I kill my own dwarf? He's dead.
Yes, very
Good.
much so.
Ha!
It's one of my better attacks.
Yeah. My halfling elites are your best attack. And here's 5 dice, so I need 5. -2, also on 3s.
Yeah. Come on, miss. That's
Here's 4
very
hits.
dead. Yeah. Huh.
Excellent. And that's me.
Huh.
That's done. The rest of my crossbows shoot off into the air in triumph.
Huh. I am going to be thinking about these elite halflings for a while. Jeez.
Yes, they
Damage from
are.
the elephants.
At the beginning we talked about whether or not me thinking about whether to take the elites or the normal halflings, and I think the elites proved their worth in point value here.
Yeah.
They are incredible.
And well positioned. Well used, well positioned. Having them at the edge of the woods with our current rule of you can shoot out and -1 in. That's a powerful position for them. I'm going to spend a turn to reform these guys.
Sure.
Like so. Guess I'll do this, and then I do this. And I'll just position these guys like so, I guess.
That seems good to me.
Your turn.
Great. My heavy crossbows are pretty good in melee. They're just as good. They have 5 armor. That's wild. They're gonna go into the woods. They're gonna draw their swords. They would like to see blood.
Are they within 4.5?
I don't know. We can measure that.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Right, and you have other units too.
I have other units. Yeah. These chroniclers are gonna come along to this. Try to come along to this side of the woods. These are gonna, I guess, get as far into the woods this way as possible. There probably isn't gonna be many. And my halflings are gonna try to move so that they're lined up on this edge.
Okay. Yeah.
Here.
We can just call that a reform, is what we can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And shifting that. That sounds good to me. I'm gonna remove these guys from there.
Yeah.
But here, they have a wound on them.
All right. How can I maximize my chances?
So here's.
Within 4.5.
Within 4.5. But
Yep.
that is. So they can probably. Oh yes, right. So they can scooch up in there. I'm just gonna something like this.
Yeah, you can put them flush. You can.
Like so. I don't think all of them. So I don't think like the guy here could get all.
I think if they go like this, good enough.
Okay.
You know what? Good enough. We'll take it.
Okay. These you're gonna say that this can be a reform.
Yeah.
Just doing that. Okay,
Yeah.
great. They're reformed, and then. Oh man. This is such a weird move. They're gonna right for half,
Oh, fascinating. Oh my goodness.
and then they get
So that costs 6.
that costs 6. They get
You're up to 9 with the edge.
9 at the edge, and then they move quarter speed in the woods.
Yeah. We'll call it 1 inch.
1 inch.
Yeah.
That seems good. So this guy can just. He's right at the end of the woods. Yeah.
Okay, good enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Crazy.
We're coming in.
No kidding.
And here we go. These guys are just going to move up this way. All right. And let's do my melee combat here.
Yeah.
So they moved, I guess, their full movement through the woods there.
Yeah.
So I don't think I can get anybody to swing around.
I agree with that.
It looks like 3.
Yep. Get all the dice here.
Thank you. On 4s.
Yeah. No hits.
No hits. All right.
So like I said, as previously stated, I'm going to make this as miserable for you as possible. And
I love
bring
that.
Every single person around. And I think probably this is smarter. Okay, so I get all these guys. That guy's in contact.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I do need 5s.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm trying to get this on camera here. Well, there's 2 hits.
2 hits.
There's a 6 and a 5 there.
That's 2-day crossbow. All right. There's what? 7 guys there left. So that's 3, 4.
I think 8.
Is that 1, 2, 3? Oh yeah, 8.
Yeah, you had 10.
Oh yeah, 8. Yeah. So yeah, right. So 8 divided by 2 is 4, plus 2.
Yeah.
6. So
Yeah.
I just need not snake eyes.
Correct.
Okay.
Not snake eyes.
Alrighty. My horses are going to continue to boldly push into the woods there.
Yep.
My halflings are going to cross. They're going to try to get into contact there.
Okay.
Around the back, and my crossbowmen are going to stay there as well.
Great.
So 12. So they get 4 inches
Correct.
of movement in the woods.
Correct. Are you within 4? You are within 4.
There we go. And this guy, I think, oh my goodness. That's like an inch, so he's going to be here-ish.
Crazy.
These guys are also trying to charge in. They're going to... Nope, they're charging right in. That's what I said.
Okay.
That's what I'm sticking to. This is going to be a pain in the butt. So this
I respect that, of course.
This is two inches to the woods, right? So 2, and then they get
10 divided by. Wait, what's their moves right? Let's say 10 divided by 4, so you have 2.5 inches in the woods.
Excellent.
Horses are dreadful in the woods.
Crap. It's so dreadful they die. Okay.
Did you see last time where, because I'm always saying, never put horses in the marsh.
I did hear that.
Last time I put the horses in the marsh.
And they instantly died.
They instantly died.
So it looks like 2 inches to cross. Yeah. And then they have 12, so I think they can get behind.
Yeah, I unfortunately I agree.
I think we're gonna do something like that.
In original D&D and chainmail, hobbits or halflings are actually faster than other types of figures.
Interesting.
Actually faster than elves or dwarves.
We're gonna bring my crossbow in.
Here they're just the same. They're 12-inch movement.
All right, so I get some attacks. I get a surprising number of attacks here.
Yeah.
Halflings, I'm gonna do them first. So 4.
This was damage on your
both
horses,
of my horses
right?
have 1 damage marked on.
Don't forget about that.
I will not.
Don't forget about that.
That is important.
If I get another damage on them, they go down.
So 4 dice on 3s.
Yeah.
+1. That's 3 dead.
1, 2, 3.
And then I have my 8 crossbowmen on 4s.
Yeah. Only 2.
Only 2.
Only 2. I got 1 figure left.
Let's see if my 1 horse I got, because the Cranny Core got in there. So he only gets 1 attack, but also gets a +1 because of his hit points. Is that right?
No, not high level enough.
Okay.
Just the
Just
4.
He gets him.
Unreal.
Unreal. A rout.
Unreal. Holy smoke. Wow. Ah. Okay, so I knocked some of your guys down. Screw that. Screw them. Screw that. So wow, you crushed me.
Yeah,
I was crushed.
That was pretty brutal.
Wow. So you have 4 units left, right? So you showed up with
6.
6, and wow, wow, I'm speechless, dude. I'm speechless. Now, you got a little lucky. You got a little lucky.
Very lucky.
The dice were definitely coming up your way on the hits and the morale.
Lucky on the hits and the morale.
You never failed a morale check.
No, not once. I'm gonna say I probably should have failed at least 1, right?
I think I agree with that. Yeah.
But I think a lot of that is the waffle bonus.
Yeah.
And having a lot of high hit point models.
Yeah. Yep.
Or just a lot of light footmen.
Yeah.
And crossbowmen.
Yep. Joining the crossbows into a bigger batch, like Dan Cullinan has debated that with himself a couple of times. So having a big batch to make it more likely that you make morale checks.
Yeah.
Having the elite halflings all together. Honestly, because I formed them again with the minimum unit size, and then said you can glue them together, and I was kind of hoping you wouldn't glue them together. I was like, oh, that's going to be an ugly.
If it makes you feel any better, I glued them together purely for ease of maneuvering, not for any tactical choice. So.
I very well might have done the same myself. Yeah. So that, but boy, great play, great placement.
Thank you.
And right off the bat on turn 2 or whatever it is, when you had anticipated, I guess that's why you put your.
So I
didn't.
Really? I didn't think you'd play your elves so far forward.
Okay.
My thought is I would show my elites first, and then have my footmen as a surprise attack.
Got it.
Because they can kind of control a lot of space from that middle forest.
Yeah.
They're in the forest, but they start there,
yeah.
which saves them a bunch of move, and they're pretty fast, right? They move 12.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. So I felt like I could use them to kind of jump out from the woods and stop you from closing on my crossbowmen in the back.
It's a little bit like your pawns taking control of the center of the board and
the
chess, actually. Great placement. Also to your benefit that so much woods showed up, and it was all on your rolls, and you get to place all the woods.
Yes.
So that really jammed up my archery and my horses a lot. Gave you lots of options for where to put your hobbits. Great placement. Great usage. The movement with the pulling away from my medium horses when I charged was a good move.
Yeah, that was, I think, the riskiest move I did.
Yeah.
I was sure that was going to backfire, but my heavy crossbowmen, I think, really pulled through for me too this game.
Yeah. So like I say, our viewer Julian loves the heavy crossbows, and
they're pretty good. They seem pretty strong.
I didn't even tag them at all until right at the end.
Yeah.
Their range is great, and like I say, there has been a question mark over the Cranicaneers, the mounted dwarf crossbows, because we haven't used them very much. How do you feel having used them?
They felt really good. I do think probably I should have kept them in one clump rather than two.
Okay.
I didn't feel like I got much tactical value out of that. But yeah, I think just having this, be able to put them on the edges and keep shooting, and the fact that they could still, they were so fast, was I didn't feel so bad pulling them out because they retreated very quickly. Yeah. And I could keep them safe, move them back into safety, and it didn't take very much to then get them into firing position, soon after that. Yeah.
It's interesting the rate of fire is low. So there was a lot of times, if you do move even half with them, there's a lot of times where, again, you're getting one die per two figures. Yeah. So the rate of fire is a little bit low, but having seen them, they have a lot of mobility. They have great armor.
Great armor.
They're shrugging off full salvos from my elephants easily. Yeah. And if frankly, I usually bring giants for artillery is pretty common for me, and they line up advantageously against that.
Really nice against the giants,
and they're lawful, and they get a morale bonus.
Yeah, I'd say probably if you were pairing them with other mounted troops, I think they would probably start to lag behind.
Okay, yep.
I think they work well here because they didn't move too much faster than my unmounted,
I see what you're saying.
My foot troops.
Yep. Yep. I see what you're saying.
So they could stay in pace, and I was still getting the most out of their movement.
Yep. Use them really well.
Thank you.
Great combination. Great army. I did not expect. And I thought I had the upper hand. When I saw your selection, I was like, all dwarves and hobbits. There's no fast cavalry. There's no giant artillery. There's no giant mob of goblin archers. There's no teleporting unicorns. No. There's no split move and fire horse archers, and I'm like, just a bunch of basic stuff. I'm gonna steamroll Christian Knight, and that's what I was trying to do. And holy crap, did that not happen? Holy crap. So Jonathan's asking, so would you trade? I don't understand the question, Jonathan. What do you mean by flashlights? Is that inside?
Yeah. So what is he saying? Would I trade
would you trade flashlights for crossbows?
I don't think I would. I think so. That's a reference, my friend John. In Warhammer 40k, I play the Imperial Guard as my army of choice. They are the vast armies of humanity, and the joke is that their foot soldiers have the worst weapons possibly in the game. Oh. Have very low chance of doing any damage at all, but there are a lot of them, and they're called las guns. So the joke is that they're a bunch of flashlights, and they're trying to blind. Warhammer 40k is a quite an outrageous kind of setting. So they're trying to blind giant, heavily armored soldiers, super soldiers, and giant alien foes. Just trying to blind them with the flashlights.
I get that. I get it. Yeah. Thanks, Jonathan. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say I did purposely try to pick an army that I was familiar with. So with my skill with my experience in 40k, it's a lot of infantry movement. It's a lot of tactically sacrificing units to tie up your enemy and just maximizing shots on your opponent. And I think that really worked out for me. Yeah. I think with the dwarves too, who nobly sacrifice themselves to stuff that giant up for 4 turns.
It's because the giants, the giants do 3 damage with a shot and only 2 damage with the melee, and you take away the shot. I probably should have. I think I probably should have pushed my elephants into melee with your hobbits sooner. Right, would have been a better matchup if I'd had a couple of rounds of at least 1 die of melee plus the shooting at short range. Plus take away your shots. That's
Yeah.
That might have been a little bit. That might have been an oversight on my part, but the dice were such that I don't think I was going to win tonight anyway.
Yes, that wasn't unfortunate.
Would you use the elite halflings again?
Oh, absolutely. They seem really good. Again in my building. I originally didn't have any halfling footmen. I just had more dwarven medium foot. My thought being that I needed someone to protect, to kind of bounce for the elites. I don't think that's necessary so much anymore. I think if I just took more elite halflings and had them in two groups, they would be totally fine on their own. More susceptible to getting overwhelmed, but just the damage that they dish out, especially if you can line them up right on the edge of a forest.
I like the turn where I hit you and you thought you were going to have to take 2 figures down, and I was like, wait. They're 3 health.
They're 3
you
health.
Lose nothing.
That's bananas to me. Yeah.
So they represent the elites represent 3rd level fighters. So they have 3 hit dice.
Yeah.
In D&D, and they would be tough.
Yeah.
Whatever the 3rd level name is for fighters.
I think if it'd be interesting if I guest star here again, I think I'm going to test out the halfling light. Just the normal halfling slingers. It'd be interesting to see how they...
So you'd be willing to come back and play again?
Absolutely.
Well, that's too bad because you're fucking banned.
Damn it.
You're fucking banned, Christian.
It's an addendum to the rules.
Never again.
Christian Horrorhouse is not allowed to play. That's why we're here. We're play testing. We're trying to find balanced rules. Balance being when Dan wins, it's balanced.
You need to come back. All seriously, you need to come back. So the current schedule is in 2 weeks. Gamma Dan should be back, but I need you back here because this was such a great test, and also revenge.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Anytime.
Yeah, great. Anytime. So look forward to that. Look forward to that. So viewers, thank you so much for watching this, and please afterwards do scrub this from your memory banks.
It's saved forever on YouTube. Damn it!
What have I done? And thanks, Jonathan. Helpful as always. So yeah, viewers, leave a comment about what needs to be scrubbed out of the YouTube video, or what we could have played better, or if things look unbalanced, or what units you'd like to see tested out in the future would be great. If you're not currently a patron of Wandering DM's channel, we have a $1 tier. Go to patreon.com/wanderingdms, and that gets you access to our Discord server, where we're constantly having the conversation continuing about what are we going to see next time, and what needs to get tweaked or tested, or why does my book look different than your book? And just great conversations about classic D&D and 5th edition D&D, and all that stuff is on our Discord. So please join us there. Paul and I will be back again as usual for the Sunday talk show on Sunday, so join us then. Next Thursday I'll be back here with more Pool of Radiance play as I get to the end. Finally I got through the horrible graveyard part, so I think I just have the boss castle fight. And I think I'm finally learning how to play the damn game.
Those I gotta catch up on those videos. Those are so weird. If you want to see the weirdest video game that's ever been made, watch these videos.
God. What have I done? Oh my God, you've completely tilted me. So anyway, that's next Thursday, and I think that's what's going on. So so glad you could join us, Christian. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Amazing play, just amazing. I'm so impressed. I think that's it, right? So be safe. If you're in New York, wear your mask for the next day or two as the smoke finally clears out, and hopefully we'll all still be here, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Great. See you next time, guys. Thanks so much.